The FaZe news does continue, and I really can't keep up at this point. I have so many DMs from all of you guys. Thank you, by the way, about different people responding about different parts of this. We got re-responses. We got responses back to those responses. We have creators responding on stream and on Twitter and on YouTube. It's a lot to take in. A big one out there, though, and a current and existing FaZe Clan member who will continue with the team is Nickmercs. And he went on a lengthy rant and discussion as he took on questions about the future of FaZe Clan. The biggest part that he led off with was that Nickmercs says he did not know that he was still in FaZe Clan until we knew about it and saw the announcement.
Drama? Yeah, we'll probably get into it. I mean, the thing is, all right, let me mute up. I mean, I don't really know if I have a lot to say, bro. PSA, I don't really know, you know? I don't know what's going on. You know, I'm not in the room that makes decisions. My phone doesn't get hit up as like a consultant to see how things are going or to see what's going on. Don't get canceled again, bro. You can't get canceled if you don't care, bro. I don't want the drama. I don't want the bullshit. You know, I know this was a big time thing that happened. Tell me if you believe this or not. I found out the way you guys did. Do you believe that? Or you think I'm lying to you? You know, truth, I've never lied to you. Not one time. I found out the way the way y'all did. I mean, we knew through the grapevine that there were plans being cooked up, but we never knew what it was going to be or who it was going to be. I mean, I didn't even know if, you know, I was going to be kept around.
And then he also goes on to talk about how all the other OG FaZe owners, he admits he's not an OG FaZe person, although he is a consistent grinder, certainly one of the more consistent streamers and probably the most popular streamer inside FaZe Clan, that he was working while some of the OG members, they kind of went away for a time. They took a hiatus, and that's certainly true.
You know, because I think the reality is, man, is there's this older FaZe Clan, this iconic older OG FaZe Squad, the houses, the sniping, all that stuff that went on, man. And I mean, look, I mean, I wasn't a part of that. You know, I was playing Gears of War, national championships, cardboard checks. No big deal. But either way, you know, that happened, and that was a big time thing, you know. And look, a lot of these OGs, man, it gets stinky when big business comes into the picture. They lost control for a while, you know, and I think they've all felt some type of way about that, and I get it. You know, I've been on the other side of a battle like that before. It's not fun. So I can say that much. However, you know, I was brought in at an interesting time, you know, like these OGs really weren't around as much, and I don't fault them for that because it was just weird water. It was murky. You know, they had a bad taste in their mouth, and I've been there, so I understand. However, I was brought in, and like any other job or role, Chad, when you get brought in, it's time to do what? It's time to go to work, man. You know what I mean? Like, look, you know, I pay my homage, I pay my respect to Banks, Temper, the boys. You know, do your thing, and not to say they weren't doing anything, you know, but all those guys felt some type of way. So I think they were taking a little bit of time away, doing their own thing, bouncing around a little bit. It's cool, but I mean, you know, I'm working, right? I'm going crazy. I'm doing the streams, I'm doing YouTubes every fucking day, all day, you know. So that's my role as far as I know it.
And then he also talked about FaZe Swagg and Nuke Squad and Nate Hill and his buddy Nio, who we saw the come up of Nio. The reason why I know who Nio is because of Nickmercs. And then after that, I mean, Nio is just, he's a dog in himself, a great content creator and also a great gamer who earned his way into FaZe Clan. Just a great dude who unfortunately did not make the cut into the future of FaZe. So he speaks on all of those members, and also an important note here, pretty much says, yeah, there was no perfect way that FaZe Banks and the FaZe OGs could have handled this whole thing. And I think, relatively speaking, based off, there was backlash, it could have been a lot worse. There was never going to be a great way to do what FaZe has now done.
Truth be told, like I said, I'm not really in that room. You know, Nio, when I spoke to him about FaZe Clan a long time ago, obviously there was interest there, especially getting one of my older teammates and longtime friends on the same org as me. However, Nio is a very interesting human. He doesn't like anything given to him. He wanted to earn that shit, so he went to that FaZe competition that they did, and he got in through that way. So, you know, that was his whole thing. I didn't know if he was going to be on or be off, but I found out like you guys did too. I think that the general consensus is they just want a fresh start, a clean start. They want to tighten it up and then expand it how they want. I don't know if there was a perfect way to go about all this, because I was trying to think about that too. Like, what's the best way to go about something like that? I mean, I don't know if there is one. You know, imagine being Banks and Temper and those guys, and, you know, you start this organization that's just, I mean, bro, it's at the forefront of gaming. It's incredible. It blows up, right? And not only does it blow up, but it blows up gaming too. Like, it was a driver, a catalyst, you know? And then, you know, partly to their own fault, not completely, but partly, you know, and then it gets kind of taken away from you, you know, and before you know it, the rope slipped through your hands, and you're like, fuck, right? So now you got this thing that you're like, you kind of half in, half out, like you want the reins again. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to go about it. It takes some time, years, you know. They finally get it back. Well, it's okay. A lot's changed. So how do we get it to the way that we want it? I mean, look, I wasn't in that room, you know. I think, like, a lot of people were bitching about Swagg being on. I thought that was crazy. I mean, Swagg has done so much for FaZe, you know. I mean, Swagg lives out there in LA, so when you live by the headquarters and you're right down the street, it's a lot easier to do things like that. You know, he's got no kids, no wife, you know what I mean? It's go time for Swagg, right? So he's been doing a lot of work with FaZe for a long time now, and I mean, I think he's done a great job. You know, the Nuke Squad, like, I understood it from, I guess, like a viewership and like total perspective thing. I understood it, but I think the Nuke Squad's done a great job just in general. I really do. You know, people give Jay Smooth a lot of shit and, you know, Santana a lot of shit, but those guys work, man. They work. And I mean, at the end of the day, bro, you need people online, you know, every day pumping it out, right? So that's an important thing for sure.
And he talks for a little bit, some minor questions here and there. Someone asked him to rank all of the people who are no longer with FaZe. He did not decide to do that. He did admit that he doesn't even know the new FaZe signee, and talks about how, yeah, that more IRL side of content is exploding. He doesn't know the guy, but he is huge in that matter. And so we will see where the future of FaZe Clan goes. I was actually talking with Hunter on stream about this today too, and trying to name off the new FaZe roster that at the first time was 14 members. Now I believe at the point of me recording it's 16 members. And you go through that list, and I think it's slightly over half are still technically like gamers. And then approaching half are now going to be these IRL, I don't know how you'd actually label this new form of content, but it's definitely different from the gaming content that once was, I would say, all of FaZe, right? So it's going to be this weird, because you have half gamers, half like streamers, IRL. Some people don't stream, they only post on YouTube. And then you have the esports sector too. So FaZe Clan is still kind of confusing to me, at least what their future direction is going to be. But they've also been this way for the past several years. It's just now a lot less people, which still makes a lot of sense. This had to be done. There was no perfect way to do it, as Nick and others have said. So that is what Nickmercs had to say about the new FaZe Clan. What do y'all think? Thank you for keeping on sending me clips. I'm trying to break it down as fast as possible. There's too much content out there. We hope you all enjoy. Thanks for subbing, leaving comments, and we'll see you back here soon.